This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Highclimber Field on the campus of Shelton High School in Shelton, Washington. Today, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, continues coverage of high school spring sports with Evergreen Conference Baseball, featuring the Shelton Highclimbers and the Aberdeen Bobcats. My name is Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple.
Hi, Diedrich.
Hi, Jerry. The teams played yesterday in Aberdeen, with Shelton winning 11-1 in 5 innings. Highclimbers come into today's game with a 2-5 overall record, 1-1 in the Evergreen Conference. The Bobcats are 3-1 overall, 0-1 in the conference. Yesterday's loss was Aberdeen's first loss of the season after starting 3-0. Obviously, you do the math, take the one off. Never mind. You can figure it out, Jerry.
He depends on me for the simple math.
Yeah, the simple math. He asked me, well, what's the record? And I said 3-1. He said, wow. They lost yesterday. Oh, okay. All right, anyways. Coming up, Jerry has the lineups and the batting orders and, of course, the first pitch. It's Evergreen Conference Baseball. The Aberdeen Bobcats at the Shelton Highclimbers on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here at Highclimber Field. Diedrich Allen, Jerry Apple, a little baseball for you. Clouds are coming in, but aside from the wind, it's been a pretty good day for baseball. I mean, the sun was out a little while ago. Now we've got some cloud cover. I think the peak of the chance of rain is right now, Jerry. And
That's what it says on the forecast.
It should taper off for the rest of the afternoon. And why is this coming in every time I come out? I got to get rid of that. Why is it coming in? Sorry, Jerry. I'm going to get rid of that completely. There we go. Jerry's got the lineups.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Thank you, Diedrich. For the visitors, the Aberdeen Bobcats under Coach Lane Bruner. Leading off will be the shortstop, number 1, Bubba Jones. Batting second will be the first baseman, number 17, Mylan Bruner. Batting third, the center fielder, 99, Aiden Baker. Batting cleanup will be the right fielder, number 44, Donovan Hedgepeth. Batting fifth will be the catcher, number 8, Sam Schreiber. Batting sixth will be the third baseman, number 7, Greg Edwards. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 9, Gabe Matthews. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 34, Landon Purdy. And batting ninth will be the second baseman, number 18, Trevin Maynard. And your pitcher tonight will be number 12, Mason Hill for the Aberdeen Bobcats. And now your starting lineup for the Shelton Highclimbers under the direction of Coach Trevor Cahoon. Leading off for the Highclimbers will be the shortstop, number 22, Carl Turnbull. Batting second will be the left fielder, number 4, Boston Madison. Batting third will be the catcher, number 2, Jack Sward. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, number 24, Cam Winans. Batting fifth will be the center fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby. Batting sixth will be the third baseman, number 9, Zane Harding. Batting seventh will be the right fielder, number 30, Zane Scott. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter, number 15, Drew Helzer. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 13, Gunnar Jensen. And your pitcher tonight, a junior, Mike Carlson.
All right, Jerry, take a breath there, man. You blew through that pretty quickly.
Did I?
Yeah, no stopping. I don't know. Did you breathe?
Prayer now.
Just a couple of notes. Bubba Jones for the Bobcats scored the only run for Aberdeen yesterday. He stole home in the first inning, just to throw that out there. Mason Hill, his last outing was against Ephrata. It was a 10-0 win. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks.
Wow.
And 6 strikeouts. That's the pitcher for Aberdeen. For the Highclimbers, Michael Carlson pitched an inning against Clahalia to open the season. 1 hit, 1 walk.
You know what's interesting? Ephrata in the past has been a powerhouse in the 2A.
Well, every once in a while you get a down year. Maybe this is their down year. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's an umpire right there. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm assuming that's an umpire. They're exchanging lineup cards right now. We learned something on Monday, Jerry. You want to let's who decides when a game is delayed. Up until this moment right now, when they exchange lineup cards, it's in the hands of the coach.
Good.
The home coach. After that, it's the umpires.
Yeah.
So it's something we've wondered about. I thought it was a consensus by everybody, but it's up to the home plate, the head umpire, when the lineup card
could arrive. What's interesting is it would be the athletic directors.
Right.
And what was it? The other thing that was unfortunate on Monday when we were going to announce the baseball game, hardball game, fast pitch game with North Kitsap and North Mason. Both teams were warming up, and
they dumped.
It just dumped on the poor kids.
Yeah,
and they had to cancel the game before even the start of the first pitch or the warm-ups.
I was in the parking lot walking back with some weights for the tent, and the superintendent said, well, maybe next time, because she was going to throw out the first pitch on that game, which is fine. And Jerry didn't even know until some people told him. And he was underneath. Anyways, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with the first pitch. It's Aberdeen and Shelton at Shelton today on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community while being a good neighbor.
And we're back here at Highclimber Field, getting some recognition for the young future high climbers here.
Yeah, our future.
Yeah, a lot of it with some boys and girls from 13, 14, all the way down to 8, 9. If
I would think so, yeah.
And before we go any further, I want to talk about Dave Williams, who was recognized today. Just before we went on air here, Dave he's their field manager unofficially. Takes care of everything, and he also prepares meals for the guys before each game.
And he has a dog. It's a husky.
Pretty dog.
That is so significant because
is.
his son now goes to the University of Washington.
Okay, that's true. And the dog, by the way, keeps the geese off the field, so that's all good.
If you want to know any more trivia.
Anybody really knows. Anybody who knows Dave is a phenomenal individual.
He is a great person.
Family, yeah, and his son made it to the UW, not on an athletic scholarship, on his academics.
Yes.
On not by anything athletics. He's a pretty decent athlete.
Yes, he was a good athlete. Played football also.
Yeah.
And but he had a 3.9. I would think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Not perfect, but that's pretty darn good. We will take another timeout. We'll be back with the first pitch between the Highclimbers and the Bobcats. Evergreen Conference baseball this afternoon on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Subject to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit HC 898-2481.
Well, climbers on the hill getting his warm-ups in is Michael Carlson. He did pitch an inning in their opener, the Highclimbers opener against Clahalia. Just, what was it, 1 hit and 1 walk. That's about it. Got him out of the inning. In that game, it was a downpour, and we were in a tiny little tent, and we were wet. Everything was wet after that game.
Did they go 7 innings?
Asking the hard questions again, Jerry. I don't know. Can't remember back that long. I don't think they would.
Yeah, I think they probably called it after the 5th.
Yeah, I mean, that was, yeah.
I can't remember the score.
Yeah, okay, you're going to make me look now. I'm going to look, Jerry.
Okay.
If you want to talk.
Sorry about that. I'll
it's all
prepare
right.
you next time for the question.
You can miss all the time. Let's see, it's loading here. Wrong score. Wait for it. Yeah, it was 7-1 Clahalia.
So it didn't.
You got 5 innings.
Yeah. Because of the 10-run rule. Or
No, but it was definitely a wet one. Because I was standing in water.
Yes, I remember that. I was wondering why. The water was fairly warm, too.
Water you were standing in, Jerry, I don't know. All right, well, we're ready for the first pitch. And, Jerry, who's going to lead things off?
Well, leading off will be the shortstop, number 1, Bubba Jones.
Yep, number 1. He was 0 for 2, scored that run, and stealing the home in the first inning. That's pretty impressive. And we'll wait for first pitch from Carlson. It's going to be outside for ball 1. So 0-1 to start things off. So there's 1-0. There's a swing and a foul at the third baseline.
Nice catch there by Marlon Bruner, who's up next.
We'll talk about him when he comes up to bat. To Jones. Low and outside. Ball 2, so 2-1.
Is this the second league?
For the Highclimbers, the second for the Bobcats.
Yeah.
Trying to get my information up. There it is. All right. Here's a 2-1 and a ground ball right up the middle there, scooped up and thrown over to first for the out. Nice little routine ground ball by Turnbull at short. Throws over to Winans at first, and that's 1 away.
And now up is the first baseman, the coach, and is down there at third base right now coaching.
And Milan, 0 for 2. He did strike out once yesterday. Against away. That's right in that strike zone for strike 1 called. To Bruner. Nobody on. It's just almost perfect from Carlson, Jerry, on that outside corner for strike 2. Called, so 0-2 with 1 down. From Carlson. That's good. Ball and 2 strikes to Bruner.
We've always been impressed by Jax Ward, the catcher for the two.
Pitch on the way. That's going to bounce in there as well. That's a 2-2 count. 1 out, nobody on for the Bobcats here. They'll exchange of the balls there after a couple of turf balls, as Aiden Yu used to say. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on for the Bobcats. Top of the first, no score. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's going to be fouled off. Count remains 2-2. We are coming to you from Highclimber Field. It's got an artificial infield and a grass outfield if you've never been here before. It's quite impressive.
Beautiful field.
Yeah. Here's 2-2. High and outside, and that'll make the count full at 3-2. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on, no score. If every once in a while you hear a gunshot, that is the starting pistol at Highclimber stand. There's a ground ball chopper driving in, and it'll be Jensen. Jensen? Yeah, Jensen will grab it throw it over to Winans at first, and that is 2 away for the Bobcats.
And now up is your center fielder, number 99, Aiden Baker.
Sorry, Jerry, you're always catching me when I'm trying to update something. Baker, 1 for 1 and hit a double yesterday.
Boy, he's sure hugging that inside of the batting
Yeah,
box.
oh boy, yeah, he is tight on that plate. Waiting for the first offering from Carlson. Fastball low for ball 1. As I was saying before that last little ground ball, there's a track meet going on at Highclimbers Stadium, so we might every once in a while hear a little bang.
I think it's a junior high meet.
Is it? There's a pop fly off the third base line and drifting up against the mini dome. And that'll be strike 1. Foul. I didn't say that out. Be clarify on that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on, no score, top of the first. Aberdeen had a bat. Here's pitch on the way. And another swing, another foul off the third base line towards the mini dome. It's 1-2.
By the way, if you like good track meets, the Shelton Invitational is coming up May the 3rd.
May the 3rd. Okay.
Wow,
Good
going
to
to
know.
be great meet.
Always is a fun meet. Are you working that one, Jerry?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing the discus.
You're doing the discus this time. Okay. There's a fly ball. That one's headed out there in foul territory. Coming in and grabbing it is going to be Scott, and that will end the inning for the Bobcats. So 1, 2, 3 to go. They head to the bottom of the first. No scores. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. And we are back heading to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Shelton coming up for the first time today.
Andy and Jeff Conklin are so great to work with when I was buying houses here in Shelton.
All right, so Highclimbers are coming up. On the hill for the Bobcats is number 12, Mason Hill. He, as I mentioned in the opening, pitched 6 innings against Freda to open the season. 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, no runs, no walks. Pretty good for a first outing.
Leading off for the Highclimbers will be the shortstop, number 22, Carl Turnbull.
And Carl, if I can get to the right spot, he was 0 for 3, but did get credited with an RBI. He did score a run. He had a walk, and he struck out a couple times yesterday. But he will step in to face Hill for the first time today.
Does a nice job there at shortstop defensively.
He does. Waiting for the first pitch from Hill in there for ball 1. Had a lot of velocity on where that thing popped. Just the location was off. So 1-0 to Turnbow. Pitch on the way and a fly ball. Shallow. Left field, coming in to get it and grabbing it is Matthews, and there's out number 1 for the Highclimbers.
And batting second for the Highclimbers was the left fielder, number 4, Boston Madison.
And Boston 0 for 3 yesterday. He did drive in a run, and he scored a run, so I'm not really sure. I don't have any information. He must have reached on a error. He swings the first pitch, and that's going to go right into a diving glove of Maynard, and that's out number 2. For the Highclimbers.
And now up your third hitter here in the Bottom of the first is the catcher, number 2, Jax Ward.
Well, Jax was 1 for 2, hit a double, and drew a couple of walks yesterday in this matchup. 2 down, though. Here's a pitch to him. That's a strike right on the plate. Called strike 1, so 0-1 to Ward. We're in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Pitch on the way, and there's another pop-up. This is going to be in foul territory coming over, and everybody's head and out of play. Nice try by Schreiber trying to get to it, but there's a fence in his way, and it's 0-2 to Ward. And by the way, Jax made it all the way to first base before that ball came down at all, Jerry. Got some speed in those wheels.
Well, and he also played a wide receiver for the Highclimbers, so that tells you a little bit about speed, too.
Next pitch in there, just a bit outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ward. Jerry, they got the scoreboard backwards. No, they don't. Never mind. I'm wrong. That's that number that's throwing me off. Here's a pitch and reaching for it and fouling that one off is Ward out the first base line. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. See, I see the 2 and then the ball and the 1 and then the strike and the 2. I get confused.
Nice to see all the youth here.
Oh, yeah, it's excellent, Jerry. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jax Ward. 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be strike 3 called, and down goes Jax Ward, and down go the Highclimbers in their half of the first. We head to the second, no score on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Second inning of play we go. No score. Aberdeen and Shelton. The Bobcats coming up for the second time. Or in the second frame, I should say. Jerry, who's going to lead off?
Yeah, the leadoff hitter for the Bobcats here at the top of the second is the right fielder, number 44, Donovan Hedgepeth.
Yeah, Donovan, let's see here. He 0 for 2 and he struck out once. I'm sorry, 1 for 2. Struck out once yesterday for Donovan. He'll step in as the wind kicks up again, Jerry. Really
Yeah,
blowing.
you can tell with that flag.
Yeah, out there in center field. Here's first pitch to Hedgepeth. He pops a bunt up and it goes foul off the third base line. And that'll be strike 1. Excuse me, I didn't clear all my stuff the last time. Here we go. So 0-1 to Hedgepeth. As a win. I'm glad I've got the tent anchored down, Jerry. This thing would have taken off before I even got set up, the way the wind was blowing when I got
It's
here.
good to bring those bags.
Yeah, here's pitch on the way, swing, and another pop-up. That's hooking foul towards and over the mini dome off the third base line, and that's 0-2 to Hedgepeth. Leading things off for the Bobcats here in the top of the second inning, no score.
Number 44 up to bat. Famous player had 44.
Here's the next pitch from Carlson. That's going to be high, ball 1. Don't know why I'm surprised at that pitch, because Jax Ward held the ball, held his glove up really high as an indication where to throw that ball.
Hank Aaron, number 44.
Yeah. There's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and Hedgepeth goes down swinging. 1 away for the Bobcats.
And now up is your 5th hitter in the lineup is the catcher, number 8, Sam Schreiber.
And Sam was 0 for 2 yesterday. One down, nobody on for Aberdeen here. Top of second inning. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Wow, quite a swing there by Schreiber. Strike one. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to get by Ward all the way to the backstop. Nobody on, so nothing to worry about. 1-1 is the count. So Schreiber will step back in, wait for the 1-1 from Carlson. Pitch on the way, swing and a pop-up over to the first base line in foul territory. Winan comes in, catches it, and that's out number 2. Jerry, turn around and look. Jerry, the other way. Got a special guest. Would you like a headset, sir? Join us in the broadcast.
And now up is your 6th hitter, the third baseman, number 7, Greg Edwards.
Darryl White just checked in to say hi. Edwards was 0 for 2 yesterday. First pitch to him, strike down the middle of the plate right at the knees. So 0-1. Former baseball coach here and basketball coach and all-around great guy.
And helps us announce with stats.
Next pitch outside and low for ball 1, 1-1. 2 out, nobody on for the Bobcats here. Top of the second inning, no score. Schreiber, the batter, pitch on the way. He's going to reach for that one. It's going to be strike 2. Not sure why he chose to swing at that one, Jerry. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Carlson looks in for the sign. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 called, and that will do it for Aberdeen here in the inning. We head to the bottom of the frame. No score. Shelton coming up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
And we're back here, bottom of the second inning, no score. Shelton coming up.
Yeah, leading off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the second is the first baseman, number 24, Cam Winans.
Oh, Cam, let's see, number 24. 0 for 0, did drive in a run. Had a couple of walks, scored 2 runs as well yesterday in this matchup with Aberdeen. So Winans at bat to face Hill. Here's first pitch to him. Swing and a pop-up. Hooking. It's going to drop in, Jerry. No, it just dropped foul. Fly ball out there to left field, just about a foot off the line, and that's strike 1.
And that might have been the win as a factor.
Yeah, I would think so. He's making everything else shake. Why not push the ball in foul toward Yeah, it's blowing across. So here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss by Winans for strike 2. So 0-2 to Cam.
No hits in the game yet.
Oh, it's only second inning. What do you expect, Jared?
Well,
you want a slugfest, don't you? Next pitch in there for a ball 1.
Oh.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The leadoff batter, Cam Winans.
I like to see a good pitcher's duel.
Inside, just about hit, and that's going to be ball 2, 2-2. Well, the other part of that, it makes the game go quicker.
It sure does. We're already at the bottom of the second.
So 2-2 the count, pitch on the way, swing, and that one's going to be fouled off of Winan's foot. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter for the Highclimbers here, bottom of the second inning, no score.
It's always nice to have the Highclimbers come up to Shelton, or see the Bobcats go up and visit the Highclimbers. It's nice to have Aberdeen come up.
Pitch on the way. Did he go? He did not. That's going to be ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Winans. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swinging the ground ball. That's going to go right to the first baseman. Over there is Bruner. Go over there and take it to the bag himself, and that's out number 1. So 1 away for the Highclimbers.
And now up is number 24, and this is...
oh, what did they call that, foul? That's still Winans. I
Yeah,
thought that was
yeah.
1 out. Okay, they must have called that foul. So here's a pitch and a pop-up this time. That's going to go over and coming from shortstop, getting out there by the third baseline in the outfield and grabbing it will be Bubba Jones, and that'll be 1 out.
Okay.
Now we got it.
Now we got
right.
number 7, the center fielder, Jacob Jacoby, coming up.
So Jacob, 1 for 2, hit a double, batted in a run, scored a run, walked once, struck out once. Pitch on the way, swings and he flies that one straight back for strike 1. So 0-1 to Jacoby. He'll step back in. Jacoby, center fielder. Pitch on the way. Still strike there at the knees. 0-2 to Jacoby. One out, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's going to be popped up out of play over everybody's head. Oh, that hit the bleachers to our left, Jerry. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. I'd say we were protected under this thing, but I don't think we are under this tent. Little timeout called. And Schreiber will head to the mound, talk things over with Hill. Jacob Jacoby at bat. He's got no balls and 2 strikes. 1 away for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the second inning, no score. We're all ready for the next pitch. It's going to be ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball. That's going to go foul. Nice play out there. Schaffenhauer, first base coach. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Barehanded grab there by Jerry on the first base coach. So here's the 1-2 again. That's going to be strike 3 called. That's going to be 2 away for Shelton.
And now up, I have is number 30, Zane Scott, the right fielder. Now I'm having a situation here with the order.
Okay, well, Zane was 0 for 2. He walked 3 times. Did score 2 runs. He'll foul the first pitch off. Well, Jerry, maybe you wrote it down wrong here.
Well, just switch it around. The 2 hitters. The next hitter will be the Zane Harding. Yeah. So this is Zane Scott.
Pitch on the way, and he's going to pop one up. The center field's going to drop in. It does drop in for a base hit. Rounding first is Scott, and he'll hold up there. And there is a 1-out
And that's
single.
the first hit of
2
the
outs.
ball game.
Excuse me, 2-out single. Pardon me.
And now up is number 9, Zane Harding, the third baseman.
Zane Harding was 2 for 3, an RBI, scored a run, walked once, struck out once yesterday. 1 on, 2 out, pitch on the way to Harding. It's going to be strike down the middle of the plate. Ball popped out of Schreiber's glove, but the runner holds first.
Yeah, we have these 2 hitters switched around.
runner goes, and a little run down here as Scott's caught in a pickle. Back and forth they go. He's going to get back. He did stay. Did they call him out? They did call him safe, Jerry. So
did a nice job on the getting out of the pickle there.
Yeah, got back. Well, is it hard? It's Scott, right? 30 is Scott, or yeah. Okay, so Scott is safe at first still.
Yeah, and Harding's up.
And Harding is up, and the count is.
Sorry for the confusion.
No, well, no, it's all right. I was looking at something else, and it's 0-1 on the count. Here's another throw. Ooh, boy. Scott
took a while to get that one arm.
Yeah,
stretched into the
crawled back. I think his arm got caught in the turf. The left arm, he had to reach with the right, or the right arm got caught and reached with the left. Either way, Scott takes a lead over there at third or first base. Pitch on the way, and it's going to be outside. Is it 1-1? One ball, one strike, 2 out, 1 on, no score. Bottom of the second inning. Pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball right back to the pitcher, Hill. Hill underhanded over to first base. And Bruner will record the final out. And that'll do it for the Highclimbers. They leave one out there. We head to the third. Whoa. Wind swirls around.
Oh, see you guys.
See you, Terrell. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
And we head to the third inning of play. No score. Jerry, what summary do you have for the Highclimbers? You're going to do the leadoff, or are you going to talk about the one hit and the one left?
The Highclimbers did get one hit in the bottom of the second and left one on.
All right, now you can talk about the batter.
Thank you. Leading off for the Bobcats here in the top of the third is the left fielder, number 9, Gabe Matthews.
Gabe was 0 for 1 yesterday. Waits first pitch from Carlson. Takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1 to Matthews. Top of the third inning, no score. Leading things off. Pitch on the way. Could be high for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike, although it was a check swing by Matthews. Did not go.
A turf ball, huh?
The turf ball. We'll have to talk to Aiden about what exactly is a turf ball. Here's a pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball up the first base line. Scooped up by Carlson's. Underhands it over to Winans, and that's out number 1. Winans over at first base. 1 down for Aberdeen.
And now up is Landon Purdy, the designated hitter, number 34.
Well, in the 4-1 win over Ephrata on March 22nd, he was 0 for 2. That's the last time he played. So 1 away for the Bobcats. Here's a pitch on the way. Fastball just a bit inside for ball 1. Pretty good for my angle, but then I don't know. I'm not in a, we're at a little bit of, we're offset here. That one's outside for ball 2, so 2-0 to Purdy. Sun's starting to come out. That wind's still blowing out there in the outfield, though, Jerry.
Yeah, it's still blowing fairly hard.
We just before we went to a break coming into this inning, it rattled the tent here. That pitch is low and away. So 3 balls and no strikes.
But you did a nice job of securing it.
Well, people wonder why I take the time to secure these things. Well, if I didn't, we'd be chasing this thing to Lillywop. Here's the next pitch on the way. Outside, and there's a walk for Purdy. So 1 on, 1 out.
And that's the first runner that's gone on by the Bobcats. And now up is second baseman, number 18, Trevin Maynard.
Trevin on the 4-1 win over Ephrata. On the 22nd, he was 0 for 1. So we're going to get a courtesy runner here for Purdy. We are. It's going to be number 4. I do not have a number 4 on that sheet. Let's look at this sheet, Jerry. Who can get to it first?
Oh, the one that Coach gave you?
Yeah, number 4 is Colin Height.
Okay, thank you.
That's a little courtesy runner. So Height is over there at first base for Purdy. So 1 on, 1 out. And at bat is Trevon Maynard. Here's a throw to first off of that ball, and just sliding back safely is going to be Height.
Yeah, Jackson's got Ward. He's got a good arm. Led and Purdy is the first base runner for the Bobcats in this game.
Yeah, Height took a lead and was not expecting that throw from Ward. So 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch on the way, and that one's going to be popped up and out of play behind everybody's heads and just over behind us, Jerry. For strike 1. That's the closest it's been to our tent. Just came down by the garbage can.
This tent looks fairly steady.
Well, I don't know about the ball coming
sturdy.
down.
I should say sturdy.
Well, right now it is steady, but it's we'll see if it'll deflect a ball one of these days. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way and a ground ball. Turnbow's going to get there, scoop it up, throw to first, not in time, and Bobcats has runners at first and second.
And that's the first hit for the Bobcats, hit by Trevin Maynard, and now 2 runners on base. And now up is your leadoff hitter, number 1, and this is
Bubba Jones.
Bubba Jones.
Bubba Jones.
He grounded out to the shortstop back in the first.
So 2 on, 1 out for the Aberdeen Bobcats here. No score as Ward and Carlson break up their little huddle there at the mound.
Yeah, just talking to us where we're going to go on the hit, the ball when it's hit.
You got 1 out and 2 on, so you're probably looking for that touch of base double play here, Jerry, if you can keep it in the infield. Here's a pitch high for ball 1.
Or try to get a force out at third.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, 2 on. Runners at first and second, pitch on the way. It's going to be outside corner for strike 1 called. So 1-1 the count. Again,
nice
Height,
pitch.
Yeah, Height on second and Maynard on first for the Bobcats. Carlson looks back at second base. Goes with the pitch to the plate. Going to be high for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Jones. Again, 1 out and 2 on, no score in the ball game. Top of the 3rd inning we are. Aberdeen at bat. Carlson with another pitch on the way. It's going to be just a bit high for ball 3. So 3-1 to Jones. Again, runners at first and second with 1 out. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike to Jones. Here's the pitch on the way. Ground ball, it's just going to go. It's fair. They called it fair up the third base line. Here comes Height around third. He's going to come in and score. Sliding into third safely. It's going to be Maynard, and that was just fair. It was on the inside of the bag from my standpoint, Jerry, but the Bobcats strike first 1-0.
And that's the second hit for the Bobcats and the first run for them. Give an RBI to Bubba Jones. And now up is Mylan Bruner. He grounded out to the second baseman back in the first.
So runners at the corners for the Bobcats, 1 in, 1 out. Maynard waits for the first pitch. Runner goes. Jones throws a little off. Jones is safe. Throw to third now, and getting back safely is going to be Maynard Bruner. That was a ball on that pitch.
2 runners in scoring position now.
Jones is at second. Here's the pitch on the way, and that's high for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Bruner. Maynard at third, Jones at second. And Maynard is the batter, and the timeout called as Jack Sward heads to the mound. Talk things over with Carlson. So just to set the infield, you've got Harding at third, Turnbow at short, Jensen at second, Winans at first. The outfield, Madison is in left, Jacoby in center, Scott in right. And, of course, Jack Sward is the catcher, and Carlson is on the hill. Ward comes back to the mound, or comes back from the mound, I should say, to settle in under home plate.
We'll try to hold the runners here and try to get a second out.
1 out, 2 on. 1 in for the Bobcats here. They're leading 1-0 here. Top of the third. Here's the pitch on the way. Shows bunt, bunts it in the air. Diving for it is Carlson. A throw to third base, and they got him on a double up there. Jerry, nice play as Maynard couldn't get back. He was almost to the home plate when Carlson caught that ball.
Very nice play by Carlson.
So 1-0. The Bobcats take the lead. They leave. Well, technically 1. We'll be right back to Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how. Well, we're back here for the bottom of the first inning. 1-0. Bottom of the third. Did I say third or first? Whatever. Bottom of. Let me reset. We're back here for the third.
You got it. It's
bottom of the third inning. 1-0. Aberdeen. Shelton coming to bat.
A summary for the Bobcats there at the top of the third. They had 1 run on 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 left on base. Okay. And now the Highclimbers are up here in the bottom of the third, and
this is Drew Helser.
Yep, and Drew is the designated hitter.
He was 0 for 1, did bat in a run, walked a couple of times, struck out once yesterday. As there's some talk with the home plate umpire and Coach Cahoon and still some chatter with the home plate umpire and Coach Cahoon, as I think there's some discussion on what's going on. And Cahoon is still coming back towards the home plate.
Well, I know there's no substitutes or anything.
No change in the order. He might be arguing that the third base fair call, because from my angle, Jerry, that third base grounder that started the scoring was foul. It was on
I thought it was foul. Now, did it go over the third base bag, or was it to the left of that third base bag?
I thought it was on the inside of the left.
I thought it was too.
But the home plate umpire did call it the other way. Probably went down the base, maybe hit the corner of the bag. I don't know either way. And I think that.
I don't blame Trevor. I don't blame Trevor for questioning that.
Yeah, but it's already.
Probably should have questioned it sooner.
Yeah, he probably could. And he's just saying, I'm not arguing anything, and the home plate umpire is going to walk away. I'm not really sure what the continuing to argue about. And I got to tell you, the home plate umpire is doing the right thing. He's walking away.
Yeah.
Just walk away. And I think they're going to probably get Cahoon to go into the dugout here.
And just relax for a couple minutes. Trevor does a nice job of the program. He's done a really nice job. I'd be real pleased. He was a former student. And now up is Drew Helzer.
Yeah.
Designated.
We're still waiting for that. Is that a little bit of drama there? And, Coach Cahoon is in the dugout and not over at first base as I thought he might go. But, yeah, he's in the dugout.
Yeah.
So we have a different coach over at third base for the Climbers here in a 1-0 ball game, and we're still waiting for the first pitch.
It's okay to be a little spunky as long as you keep it under control.
Well, there's still home plate umpire, still a little John in there a little bit. I'm not really sure. So Helser's going to wait for the first pitch now as we get back to baseball, as Hill will throw the ball in his swing, and that one's going to be fouled off the first base line. 0-1.
Well, we got a new ball game here, 1-0 in favor of the Bobcats. Highclimbers trying to get back into the game, trying to get the run back.
Here's the next pitch. That one's going to go foul up the first baseline. A little bit more. He might get it in play there, Jerry. The next pitch.
No question on that one.
Well, I'm saying the first pitch was more towards the clubhouse. That one was up near the third base line. Now maybe this one will be in play. That's going to be outside and low for ball one. 1-2, the count to Helser, leading things off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the third inning, trailing 1-0. Helser will step in, wait for the next offering from Hill. Going to be outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. And we're waiting for the next pitch. Ground ball, that one's in play. Scooped up there by the shortstop. His throw to first is off line, and Helser's on first base, Jerry.
An error, first error of the ball game, and that puts Drew Helser on first base. And now up is number 13, Gunnar Jensen, the third baseman.
And Gunnar, let's see, where is he? Can't find his number. I know he's in here somewhere. Jerry, where is he? Boy, I can't find him, Jerry, on my sheet. Where is he? I can't see him on the sheet. I can't tell you what he did yesterday. I think he did. Oh, there he is. He was 0 for 3. He did bad in a run, though, yesterday. So 1 on, nobody out for the Highclimbers. Outside on that first pitch to Jensen, ball 1. I'm trying to read my writing on who's playing shortstop, Jerry, and I can't read it. It's Jones. Swing and a miss on that pitch by Jensen. So 1-1 the count.
Oh, Bubba?
Yeah,
Jones?
Bubba. Maybe I should just put Bubba down. I don't know why I can't read my own writing. I'm sorry. What is that name? What is that? No, it's Jones. And Hill will step off as Helser will get back to first base. 1 on, nobody out for the Highclimbers here. Helser at first base, pitching. It's pop-up. Shallow center field. Jones comes over and grabs it for the out, and that's 1 away. And Helser holds on first base. So 1 down.
And now up is your leadoff hitter, Carl Turnbull. And Carl is 0 for 1, flew out to the left fielder back in the first.
So 1 away and 1 on. Helser at first base. He'll take a lead there. Turnbow steps in, waits for the first pitch from Hill. Runner goes, throw to second, and Helser just kind of walked right into that tag, and that'll be 2 away.
Good arm by the catcher.
So 2 down and nobody on for the Highclimbers now. And that was a ball, wasn't it, Jerry? It's not on. Yeah, it is a ball. Okay, finally put it on the board. So 1 ball, no strikes to Turnbow. And Carl will step out. Nobody on and a 2 away in a 1-0 ball game. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Turnbow. 1-1 is count. Kick and the pitch from Hill. Just a bit low for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Turnbow. Been really impressed with Turnbow's play defensively, Jerry.
Oh, yeah. He's got a good arm, covers well, good range.
Here is the 2-1. Swing and a miss makes it 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carl Turnbow. 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers. Trailing 1-0 to Aberdeen on their home field. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be high, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Carl Turnbow. So here's the next pitch. That's going to hit Turnbow in the shoulder, and that gives the Highclimbers runner again at first base.
And now up is number 4, the left fielder, Boston Madison. He's 0 for 1, flew out to the second baseman back in the first.
So 2 down and 1 on for the Highclimbers. Turnbow over at first base. Madison waiting for the first pitch from Hill. Pitch on the way. Strike down the middle of the plate. So 0-1 to Madison. Throw to first, and Turnbow gets back safely with a nice slide. So again, 2 out and 1 on, and 0-1. Another throw to first. Turnbow still back sliding.
And Boston is the 4th hitter in this inning for the Highclimbers.
So Madison will step back in. Turnbow takes his lead at first base. It's another throw over. Turnbow is just daring him to throw. Just daring him. The count to Boston Madison is no balls and 1 strike. 2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to drop in to center field for a base hit. Turnbow turns the corner at second, heading for third. Is he going to hold up there? Yes, he is. And there's a double for Boston Madison. So runners, both 2 runners in scoring position for the Highclimbers now, with 2 out.
And now up is your catcher, number 2, Jax Ward. He is 0 for 1. Struck out back in the first.
So again, Madison's at second, Turnbow at third. 2 out for the Highclimbers here, and Jax Ward's going to step in.
And Ward's a good clutch hitter.
Pitch on the way. It's going to be high. Oh, it came in. It looked high and dropped in for the strike, Jerry. I thought that was going to be a ball, but that was a strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 to Jax Ward.
Hey, he has a chance to do some damage here.
Pitch on the way. That's going to be strike 2 called. Wow. Location on both those pitches were high when they started and dropped in right in perfect spot. So 0-2 to Ward. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's going to be fouled off the screen right above our camera. Whew. A little shake there, Jerry. Your headphones are falling off. There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Count remains no balls in. 2 strikes to Jax Ward. 2 out, 2 on. Runners at second and third. Turnbow at third. Madison at second. In a 1-0 ball game. Aberdeen on top, Shelton at bat. Here's the pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. For the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Trailing by a score of 1-0. Pitch on the way. Going to be a hit up the third base line. Throw over to third. He's bobbled, and Turnbow scores. Madison makes his way to third, and Ward is on first, and that ties it at 1.
Have an error on the third baseman there.
You're going to give an error on the third baseman, not an error on the first baseman?
I'll give it down to the first baseman because he dropped the throw.
Right,
it was in his glove.
You said third baseman there.
Did I say?
Yeah.
Error on the first baseman.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
third baseman threw it. It just
I
popped out of the ball.
apologize.
No, it's all right, Jerry. So there's runners at the corners, and it's now tied at 1. And here's Cam Winans.
I knew what I was supposed to say, but I didn't say it right.
Yeah, it's okay, Jerry. We got it right.
By the way, Carl Turnbow is the one that scored that run.
That's right.
That's the most important.
It's tied up at 1. So you've got Ward at second, Madison at third, 2 out still, 2 on.
And, of course, now your hitter is number 24, Cam Winans. And Cam is 0 for 1.
Here's the pitch on the way. He's swinging a ground one up the first base line, right to the first baseman. Brunner will grab it, step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. But the damage was done. The Highclimbers tied things up, leave 2. We head to the 4th, 1-1. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
We head to the 4th inning of play, 1-1 ball game now, Jerry.
Yeah, and the Highclimbers had 1 run on 1 hit, a double, and there was 1 error committed and 1 left on base. Now up, you're for the Bobcats here in the top of the 4th is the center fielder, number 99, Aiden Baker, and he is 0 for 1, flew out to the second baseman back in the 1st.
I like the number 99. You don't see it very often, do you, Jerry?
That's an interesting number.
Yeah. Unless you're playing football, you see it, but you don't really see it very much anywhere else. Not very often. Here's the first pitch from Carlson. And there's a fly ball center field. And reaching up and grabbing it out there is Jacoby. And 1 pitch, 1 out for the Bobcats.
Beautiful catch.
Just right over his shoulder there.
And now up is your cleanup hitter for the Bobcats, number 44, the right fielder, Donovan Hedgepeth, and he struck out back in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Yeah, that was a nice catch.
It was a nice catch. It almost looked like it was going to go.
Yeah.
But Wynn might have held it in there. Here's the first pitch to Hedgepeth, slow for ball 1. I don't know, why did they do that? That was the wrong box to push. Let's try that one. So 1-0, 1 out, nobody on for the Bobcats. In a 1-1 ball game. Here is the next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Hooking, and it's going to go foul out of play off third base line. That had some distance on it, though, Jerry.
Well, he's a cleanup hitter, too. And that's a little power.
The wind has calmed down, Jerry, just looking at the flag a little bit, but I still think that might have pushed it a little bit further out of play. So 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. There's a pitch that's a ball, 2. Low and away.
Well, the wind has played a factor for both teams.
Yeah. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be, ooh, that looked like a good pitch, just a bit low. So ball 3. So 3 balls in, 1 strike to Hedgepeth. 1 out, nobody on for Aberdeen here in a 1-1 ball game. Here's the pitch from Carlson. Ground ball, that's going to go about third base line, so the count goes full. Next pitch, that one's popped up, and that's going to go out of play behind us, Jerry. I hope it's behind us. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way, swing, and another pop-up. That one's in play. And to center left, coming in from center field to grab it is going to be Jacoby, and that'll be out number 2.
And he's made both catches already, both outs. And now up is number 8, the catcher, Sam Schreiber. And Sam flew out to the first baseman back in the second.
So here is the first pitch to Schreiber with 2 away. Carlson taking his time. Here it comes. Outside corner for strike 1. Just going to mention, Jerry, a little change in the infield for the Highclimbers. Jensen's over at third, and Harding is at second base.
Good.
Just to
Thank you.
Point things out. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's tipped off, foul. I just noticed that on the Game Changer cheat app that I look at every once in a while.
Both pitchers have good control. Only 1 walk in the game so far.
So here's the 0-2 to Schreiber. That's going to be high and ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next offering. That's going to bounce in there for ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 out in a 1-1 ball game here. Top of the 4th inning. Aberdeen Bobcats at bat. Schreiber waiting for the next pitch from Carlson. Pitch on the way, swing, and he reached for it, popped it up. Is it going to be playable? Nope, it heads over to the shed, the wood shed over there. Out of play, so the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. And Schreiber will trot back to home plate. Notice he didn't put down his bat on that hit, Jerry. He just carried it out there to first base. He knew it was foul, but, you know, you got to run him out. Here's the 2-2 again. Swing, and that one's fouled straight back. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Schreiber's making the pitcher work.
Here's the next pitch. It's going to be high, and the count goes full. High and outside there. The crowd thought that was a good location. Didn't look so good to me, Jerry, but again, we're offset, so we don't know. So here's the 3-2 to Schreiber. High, and that'll send Schreiber to first base on a walk.
And that's the second walk given up by the Shelton pitcher. And now up is Greg Edwards, 0 for 1, struck out back in the second. Do we have a pinch? Well, we have a new hitter.
This is 22, Jerry.
Yeah.
That is going to be Chad Fretz.
Sad Crux. Okay,
Chad Fretz.
Replacing Greg Edwards?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I do not have any information on his last at-bat, Jerry. He did not play yesterday.
What is his name again?
Chad Fretz.
Okay, thank you.
So Schreiber at first base, 2 out for the Bobcats here, as Fretz will step in.
For the first time?
For the first time, to face Carlson. Glances over at first base, pitch on the way. It's going to be, just a bit.
Just missed, yeah.
Just missed. I think that was more inside than we could tell, Jerry. Looked like a really good pitch from our angle. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. Outside corner, he caught it. That's going to be strike 1, so 1-1. 2 out, 1 on. Schreiber at first base for the Bobcats in a 1-1 game. Top of the 4th. Runner goes. Throw from Ward. And Schreiber slides in. He's safe at second. So runner in scoring position for the Bobcats.
Yeah, he had a pretty good lead. That would have been had to have been an awful good throw from Jax to get him.
That pitch was a ball, so it makes it 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he earned that steal.
And he certainly did, and he slid in with a lot of force that he pulled the bag out of the ground, Jerry. So that's a question. If you pull the bag out of the ground and you're off where the bag's supposed to be, are you still safe because you're holding on to the bag?
You'd be out.
No, okay, well, I don't think that. They had to reposition the bag.
Well, if the bag comes out and he's off the base?
Well, I don't know.
I would think he'd be out.
Well, they're calling him out. They're safe, but that's interesting.
Yeah, it is an interesting question. Good question.
Well, I'm holding the base. But it's not the right location. I'm sorry, son. You're out. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out, 1 on. Schreiber at second base for the Bobcats. Frets the batter, waiting for the next pitch. It's going to be outside. And that makes it 3 balls and 1 strike. Chad frets the batter. Schreiber takes the lead at second base. Pitch on the way. Outside, and that'll send Fretz to first base. So runners at first and second for the Bobcats now.
Yeah, 2 walks in a row now.
And here is Gabe Matthews, Jerry. Number 9. And a meeting at the mound with the pitching coach for the Climbers.
What?
Did he make a way over
there
to third?
a balk?
I don't think so.
Well, how did he get?
I think he's just taking some. I think he's still on second. I think Schreiber's
Okay,
still on
good,
second.
good.
It was just
Okay.
the timeout there. Just
he
taking,
did call timeout. Okay,
yeah,
good.
No, well,
good. Oh.
Yeah. I was a bit
I hope
confused
so.
there.
Yeah.
But they were letting him wipe something off his face, and Schreiber's at second base.
Thank you for the clarification.
Fretz is at this, first, and the batter is Matthews.
Yeah, and Matthews is 0 for 1.
So 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball, just a bit inside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out, 2 on for Aberdeen here in the top of the 4th inning in a 1-1 ball game. Carlson glances back at second base. Pitch to the plate. That's going to be low and ball 2. So 2-0. I think Carlson's a little too worried about Schreiber over there at second base to get the
having a little bit of control issue right now.
Right now. A little worried about the base runners. He should worry about the guy at the plate.
Exactly.
Here's a pitch on the way. Strike 1 called. Right at the shoulders on that one.
Yeah, right at the top of the zone.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. Runners at first and second for Aberdeen. Matthews waits for the 2-1. That looked good, but a bit low. So that's ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Matthews. Again, runners at first and second. Pitch on the way, strike called. That's strike 2. So the count is now full.
And the runners will be taken off now as soon as the ball is released from the pitcher's hand.
So again, Fretz at first, Schreiber at second. 2 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way outside for ball 3. So the bases are now loaded for the Bobcats.
And I'm sure the coach is going to come out, or Jax will go out and just say, hey. Okay. Nope, not going to. Okay.
And here is number 4. for the Bobcats, and that is Colin Height. His first at-bat, pitch on the way, swings, and that one's fouled off for strike one.
Would you say the name again, please?
Height.
Okay, thank you.
It is actually H-I-E-T-T.
Okay, thanks.
I've got the sheet here that the coach handed to me earlier. So 3 on, 2 out. Swing and a miss by Height. That's strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Oh, they say it hit him, so they're going to walk in a run. So Schreiber's going to come in and score. So that makes it 2-1 Aberdeen. Said he hit him.
Is that Schreiber that just scored?
Yep, Schreiber came in and going to get a chat here. I thought it was going to be a swing and a miss on that one, but said it was a drop third strike. And it hit him. I don't know what the call was on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to give a hit pitch. Hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch. It drives in a run. So it makes it 2-1 Aberdeen.
So Height will get an RBI on that.
Yeah, and he's on first base. Pitch on the way, and that one's going to be grounded up the first baseline foul. And this is Maynard, isn't it, Jerry? Number 18, yeah, Trevon.
Number 18 is Trevon Maynard. You're correct. And he got a single back in the third inning. He's 1 for 1.
Next pitch, he'll hit a fly ball, drop in for base hit in center field. Here comes 1 run to score, and they're going to hold him up. And the bases remain loaded. It's a throw to second. They got him out there. They got the guy trying to get back, and that's going to be Height trying to get back to second. And that'll do it for the Bobcats, but they do get 1. They leave 2, and they lead 2-1. We hit the bottom of the frame on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-1 Aberdeen. Actually, they said 3-1.
It's 3-1.
It's 3-1. Okay, I'm sorry, Jerry.
Yeah,
they got 2 runs there.
They got 2 runs. They had 2 runs. There was no hits. There was no errors. There was 1 left on base, but there was 2 walks.
Okay.
That was the big thing.
All right.
Let's check. No, 3 walks.
3
Excuse
walks.
me.
Okay.
There was 3 walks. That was the big thing. No hits. Now, up leading off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 4th is the center fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby. And he's 0 for 1.
And he'll push 1 foul up the first base line for strike 1. That's Jacoby does. Little slow hopper that just went kind of foul, very slowly, the first base line.
Jacob has made a couple really nice catches out there in center field.
In the last inning.
Yeah.
So two of the outs were that way. So here's the 0-1. He'll get one. It's going to be scooped up there by the second baseman. Throw over to first. And
closer than I thought.
Yeah, Maynard to Bruner, and that'll be out number 1 for the Highclimbers here.
Showed a little speed, didn't he? Okay, now up, as I said, I made a mistake a couple of days ago. This is Zane Scott. He is 1 for 1, had a single back in the second.
All right, 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Pitch on the way. Hits a fly ball. That's going to drop into left field. It goes up to the fence, and Scott will hold up with a double.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2. Double and a single. And now up is number 9. And this is your Zane Harding,
Right.
and he is Am I correct?
Yeah, it's Zane. Yeah,
Yeah, Zane Harding.
Pretty safe, Gav. Got two Zanes.
Yeah, I know.
back-to-back.
I know.
This
We
is
just had
Harding.
it backwards, and he is 0 for 1.
Okay.
Sorry, Dietrich.
That's all right. So Scott is at second base, and the first pitch to Harding is a strike. That came in slow, Jerry. Called strike one. Dropped in there for the strike. So Harding takes a lead to second base. Pitch on the way outside, just a bit outside. 1-1 to count.
Normally these pitchers are throwing about high 70s.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 3-1. Next pitch way outside for ball 2. So 2-1. Still Hill on the mound for the Bobcats. Here's the next pitch. That one's going to get by the catcher. And it goes behind him, and Scott's going to slide in safely to third base. A little hesitant on that run.
Yeah, you didn't see it get by the catcher there at first. But third base coach did a good job there of letting him know.
So 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm sorry, I was just double checking here. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to go out of play over the clubhouse. And the count is full at 3-2.
Zane is trying to get this runner in on third base.
Swings and misses, and that'll be out number 2 for the Highclimbers. So 2 down, 1 on.
And now up is number 15, the designated hitter, Drew Helzer. And Drew got on by way of an error and then tried to, but did get on and then was thrown out trying to slide into second.
First pitch to Helzer is outside, way outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Helzer. Scott over there at third base, 2 out, 1 on, and a 3-1 ball game. Here's pitch on the way. It's going to be a high pitch. It's going to be hit foul up the first base line. So 1-1 is count. Again, Scott over there at third base. He'll take a lead.
Yeah, he's saying, get me in.
Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's again going to be foul up the third base line. So 1-2 the count now to Helzer. Pitch on the way, outside, ball 2. So 2-2 the count.
Nice stop by the catcher, Sam Schreiber.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Zane Scott over there at third base. Drew Helzer, the batter for the Climbers. Hill into his windup, pitch on the way. Line drive, ground ball right up the middle of the, into center field. Scott will score, and Helzer has an RBI single with 2 out. And that makes it to 3-2.
So Zane Scott, like you said, scored. Got the second run for the Highclimbers, and now up is Gunnar Jensen. And Gunnar is 0 for 1, flew out to the third baseman.
He hits a ground ball up the third baseline, scooped up there, throw to first in time to get Gunnar Jensen, and that will do it for the Highclimbers. They do get 1 back. They trail by 1. It's 3-2. We head to the 4th on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications. keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Well, we head to the 5th inning of play. I mistakenly said something. We do have a new pitcher out there, Jerry, for the Highclimbers.
Yeah.
We do not have a number 1, Jerry. Do you have a number 1?
That would be Daniel Crossan.
Is it Daniel? Oh, we're in number 1 now?
Yeah, he was a different number the last time I remember. But yeah, it is Daniel Crossan.
So Daniel Crossan. What do I have on Daniel here? Let's see. Oh, boy.
While you're doing that, I'm going to just mention that the Highclimbers had 1 run on 2 hits, left 1 on, and no errors.
I don't have any information handy for Crossan on the mound. Who's he facing first here, Jerry?
Yeah, he is facing Bubba Jones. And Bubba is 1 for 2, had a single in the 3rd, had an RBI. So.
Well, he takes strike 1 called on the first pitch from Crossan. So he's 0-1. Pitch on the way. Just a bit high. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leadoff batter for the Bobcats, Bubba Jones. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball right up the middle. Can't get to it. And Jones is on first base.
Yeah, he's 2 for 3 now with 2 singles. And I'm going to put on another layer.
Don't blame you there, Jerry. You're going to have to take those off, Jerry, if you're going to pull away.
Up now is Mylan Bruner, and Mylan is 0 for 2. Flew out to the pitcher back in the 3rd.
Throw over to first is offline, and Jones is going to get up and head to second base. Throw to second. They got him. What a throw by Winans over to Turnbow, yes. Covering, and nice out there, and Jones is caught. And that's 1 away. Good play out there, Jerry.
Yes, it was. Good throw by Winans. So
I'm going to have to fix your headphones here.
Give me back set here. Thank you.
Okay, what happened? Okay. All right, so 1 out. Nobody on. There's a ground ball. Hopper scooped up there by Harding. Throw over to Winans, and that'll be 2 out for the Bobcats here in the 5th inning. Wow, it's like the defense just woke up, Jerry.
And now up is your center fielder, number 99, Aiden Baker, and he has flown out twice to the right fielder and the center fielder. 0 for 2.
His first pitch to him, he'll swing and he'll pop one up. He's heading out there to left field. Madison dropped it, did he, John?
He did.
He did, and Baker's over on second base. So 2 out, 1 on.
And now up is number 44, your right fielder, Donovan Hedgepeth. He is 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to center field.
So Crossan into his windup. Here's a pitch, popped up, and is it playable? Actually, it is not. And that'll be strike 1. Everybody's covering their head back there, Jerry. It's always interesting to watch them. It's a 3-2 ball game, 2 out for the Bobcats here. 1 on, runner at second base for Aberdeen. Here they're leading, trying to add on. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That is Winans will get into foul territory, and that'll end the inning. So the Bobcats leave one out there. We head to the bottom of the frame. Still 3-2. Aberdeen, Shelton coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. All right, we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. The 3-2, Aberdeen with the lead. Shelton coming up.
Each team has committed one error. Now, for the Bobcats, back in the top of the fifth, they had no runs, one hit. There was one error committed by the Highclimbers and one left on base. And leading off for the Highclimbers will be the leadoff hitter, Carl Turnbow, the shortstop. He is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch back in the third and scored the first run for the Highclimbers. First of 2 runs.
Okay, that's good. So Turnbow waits for the first pitch. Hill's still there, shows bunt and misses on that bunt attempt, and it's strike one. Folks, I'm trying to put on my coat here.
Yeah, he's putting on his next layer.
Oh, yeah, I've already done that. All right, that's a strike.
Low and outside.
So 1-1 to count. Sorry, folks. A little slow on my graphics today. Maybe spring, but it's not warm. The next pitch on the way, it's going to be high. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff batter.
Yeah, bottom of the fifth here.
Pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Turnbow turns the corner at first base and holds up there. So, 1 man on.
So now he is 1 for 2. And up now is number 4, Boston Madison, the left fielder. He had a double back in the third. He is 1 for 2.
So Turnbow at first base. Madison gets some signs from his coach over there at third base. And got a timeout called by the catcher, Schreiber, for Aberdeen. Now he'll settle in. So here's the first pitch to Madison. Strike called.
Yeah, hit that outside corner.
Turnbow takes a lead over there at first base.
I like how he's...
Throw over to first and gets back safely.
He is sure giving that pitcher a bad time, isn't he? Huh?
Yeah,
you notice that?
Yeah, Jerry, I don't know why it doesn't stay on the top of your head.
It doesn't.
I don't know why that is.
Well, I told you to bring some tape.
Yeah, maybe next time. Swing and a line drive that's going to be scooped up by the shortstops. Throw to second base for the out there. Throw over to first, and in the safe. Turnbow is out at second, but Madison's safe at first. So that will be 1 out for the Highclimbers.
Yeah, so force out at second base.
So that'll bring up Jax Ward.
Yeah, Jax Ward, and he is 0 for 2, excuse me, 0 for 2.
So Madison's at first base. Ward is at bat. 1 out, 1 on. Madison will take his lead there at first base.
Yeah.
First pitch to Ward, hit that outside corner right at the knees, Jerry, for strike one.
Yeah. Jackson struck out and also grounded out to the third baseman back in the third.
Throw to first. Madison back safely.
I think we got it positioned now.
I hope so, Jerry. So 0-1 to Ward. Again, 1 out and 1 on, and Hill will step off. Madison heads back to first base, and he'll take his lead again. Here's the pitch to the plate. Swing and a fly ball. It's going to drop into right field for a base hit. Madison holds up at second base, and Ward is on first.
And that's Ward's first hit of the ball game. And now up is your cleanup hitter, number 24, Cam Winans, the first baseman, and he is 0 for 2.
So again, Madison is at second base and Ward at first for the Highclimbers. 1 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way to Winans. He'll swing and he'll pop one up to left field and running over there and grabbing it. It's going to be Matthews, and that's out number 2.
Boy, the wind carried that one too.
Yeah.
And now up is your the fifth hitter, and this is Jacob Jacoby, the center fielder, and Jacob is 0 for 2.
So again, 2 outs and 2 on. Here's the first pitch to Jacoby. Swings and he'll pop one up. Center field on the run. Wow, he came a long ways to
Sure
get that.
did.
Nice job by Baker out there to run. It was shallow left and he grabbed it. And that'll do it for the Highclimbers here in their half of the 5th. We head to the 6th. Still 3-2, Aberdeen.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how. We head to the 6th inning of play. Aberdeen up 3-2.
The Highclimbers in the bottom of the bottom of the 5th, no runs. They had 2 hits. They left 2 on. There was no errors. And now up is Schreiber. Yep, Sam Schreiber, the catcher, number 8, and he got on by way of a walk and scored the second run.
He bunts the first pitch. Crossan will pick it up, throw over to first. Did they get him? They did just in time. That long stretch by Winans gets the out.
And Schreiber slides head first in, almost got there.
Yeah, good attempt and nice play by Crossan to scoop it up and throw it over to first.
And let's see, is this Chad number
Chad
22?
Fretz.
Okay. And he got on by way of a walk back in the 4th.
He'll hit the first pitch. It's a hopper back to Crossan. He'll underhand it over to Winans, and that's out number 2. It's a 2-away for the Bobcats here.
And is this height?
No, this is number 9, Jerry. That's going to be Gabe Matthews. Gabe Matthews.
Gabe Matthews, okay. And Gabe is 0 for 1. It did have a walk and did score the last run, the 3rd run for the Bobcats.
First pitch to Matthews was just on that outside corner for strike 1. Here's the next pitch on the way from Crossan. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 out, nobody on for the Bobcats. They have a 1-run lead. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Next pitch from Crossan. There's a ground ball. That's going to be scooped up by Turnbow. Throw to first. Just in time. Out there, yes.
What an arm. What range.
Yeah, great play there by Turnbow. And that'll do it for the Bobcats here in the inning. We head to the bottom of the frame. Still 3-2, Aberdeen. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning of play. Aberdeen 3, Shelton 2. Climbers coming up.
Yeah, Zane Scott will be leading off, and he is 2 for 2. He has a single and a double, and he scored the second run for the Highclimbers.
Okay. So Scott will trot around and get in position for wait for the first pitch from Hill. Still on the mound. Just see how many pitches Hill has done. Oh, I haven't put it up yet.
But he hasn't had that many full counts, so he should be in pretty good shape still.
I'll give you that information as soon as it comes up on my screen here. My cheat screen. Here's the first pitch on the way. A swing and a miss for strike 1. My cheat screen here is not updating just yet. So 0-1 to Scott. Pitch on the way. Swing and
slow that one down.
Boy. Check swing on that one. Strike 2
Change
called.
up.
Oh, boy. Let's see here. Pitches are going to be 75, Jerry.
Okay, that's pretty good.
There's strike 3 called, and Scott goes down looking. So 1 away for the Highclimbers. His Mason Hill is just getting better and better here as he goes.
He sure is. And now up is Zane Harding. And Zade is 0 for 2 in the ball game.
First pitch is a ground ball chopper picked up by Hill. Hill throws it high, and then he tags him out at the first base. That was a good play by Bruner there.
Sure was.
To tag him out, and that's out number 2 for the Climbers here in the inning. There's Drew Hessler.
Yeah, the designated hitter. And Drew is 1 for 2. Had an RBI back in the 4th and had a single.
First pitch is ball 1. Next pitch on the way, that's going to be ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Helser.
Drew has gone on twice. First time by way of an error and then stole second base.
So 2 balls and no strikes to Helser, 2 out. And that's going to be 3 balls, 3 pitches to him, and 3 balls. We'll settle in.
Well, it's been a good game. Close, of course.
Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be strike 1 called. It looked like Helser was taking on that one, as Jerry likes to tell me. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Helser. 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way, that's going to be outside, and actually that was going to be, that's only the 3rd ball, is it not? Well, they say it was the 4th ball. That was, okay, that was the 4th ball. I'm wrong. So Helser's on first base. I was behind on my...
And now up is number 13, Gunnar Jensen. And Gunnar is 0 for 2.
So 2 out, 1 on. First pitch to Jensen. Strike 1 called. 1 on and 2 out. Helser takes the lead over there at first base. Pitch on the way, fastball popped up, playable. Is it playable? It's up against the fence, and oh boy, Schreiber right at the dugout grabbed it, and that'll end the inning. Wow, nice play.
Yes, it was.
So that'll do it for the Climbers here in their half of the 6th. We head to the 7th. Aberdeen coming up, and they're leading 3-2 on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Well, are we on? Yeah, there we go. So some quick technical difficulties here. My computer is just frozen up on me, Jerry. I don't know what's going on. So no commercials from here on out for the moment.
Number 4.
Oh, so we're back, Jerry.
Who is number 4? Is that Height?
That's Height, yes.
Okay, and he was.
Go ahead. No, we're on.
You're back on.
Yeah, we're on the top of the 7th inning. Sorry, Jerry.
Yeah, no problems. He was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning. This is Height.
Oh, I see what's going on here. Sorry, folks. I'm having some technical difficulties, and there's a little bunt right up in the front of the plate. Picking it up and throwing it over to the third base was actually... What was that? That was Gunnar Jensen on the plate. Throw to first for the out and 1 away for the Bobcats here.
And this is the leadoff hitter, number 1.
Pitch on the way. He swings and he'll hit one right into the glove of Harding and throw it over to first to Winans, and that'll be out number 2.
And that was Trevin Maynard that grounded out.
So 2 down for the Bobcats.
And now up is Bubba Jones. Yeah. And Bubba Jones is 2 for 3, has 2 singles and an RBI.
So 2 out here. First pitch to Jones, he swings and he pops one out of play. That's going to be strike 1. If you ever wanted to see somebody multitask, right now is the time to do it. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-1 to Jones. 2 out, nobody on. Here is the next pitch on the way. Fastball inside, just a bit inside. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Gunnar Jensen with his fastball again. Swing and a miss. So he might have got a piece of that, so it's 2-2 on the count to Jones. 2 out, nobody on. Aberdeen with a 3-2 lead here, top of the 7th inning. Here's the next pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and Jones is down. And that'll do it for the Bobcats here in the inning. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th. Highclimbers down to the last 3 outs on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. So the bottom of the 7th inning we go here, 3-2. Aberdeen with the lead. Highclimbers, Shelton Highclimbers coming up here, trying to walk off with a win, but they're trailing by 1. Here's Carl Turnbow to lead things off.
And he is 1 for 2, had a single back in the 5th.
So here's the first pitch to Turnbow. Strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch to Jerry. Got to tell you, Mason Hill's still on the hill for the Bobcats. Gone the distance here so far. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Center field. Baker on the run. Over his head. It drops in for a base hit. Turnbow heading to second. Turns the corner there. Heading for third. Cutoff man Jones throws it into third. Overthrown. Turnbow's on third base, and he's safe over there. The triple.
Good base running. Nice hit to deep center field.
Just over
that's the second
Baker's head. Yeah, Baker's head.
And now up is Boston Madison. And Boston is 1 for 3, had a double back in the second.
Mason Hill's done a great job on the mound for the Bobcats today, and I think his game might be done here as the infield is all around the mound, and so is Coach Brunner.
How many pitches?
How many pitches do we have? Does he have 85, Jerry?
Yeah,
nope, he's going to stay in there, try to finish this out.
Yeah, I think if he was over 100, they would, I don't see anybody warming up either, but that doesn't mean.
That doesn't mean. Okay, so
the tying run is on third base.
Right. So Boston Madison at bat. We're waiting for the first pitch from Hill. Pitch on the way. It's going to be in there for strike 1. Again, he's got this very deceptive curveball, Jerry. It comes in high and drops right in the zone. He's been doing it all day. The next pitch on the way. Fastball, ground ball. It's going to be scooped up there by the third baseman. Throw to first for the out. And Turnbow holds up there at third base. So 1 out and 1 on for Shelton here.
And now up is Jax Ward, the catcher, number 2. He had a single in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 3.
So Carl Turnbow over there at third base with 1 out. Represents the tying run. Here's first pitch to Ward. It's going to be low for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 on for the Highclimbers. Turnbow slaps his hands over there at third base, trying to get Hill to react. Here's the pitch to the plate. Popped up by Ward. Playable at center field. Baker gets there, tagging up, and coming in is going to be Ward to tie the ball game.
So Ward got a Turnbow scored, of course, and Jax Ward got an important 3rd RBI. And now up is number 24, Cam Winans, and Cam is 0 for 3.
First pitch to Winans. Swings and misses for strike 1. 2 out, 1 in, nobody on for the Climbers. 3-3 game. Highclimbers looking to end it here. Cam Winans. Pitch on the way. Swing, and he'll foul that one off. Straight back. for strike 2. So 0-2 to Winans. Cam will step back in. Wait for the 0-2. In there low for ball 1, so 1-2 to Winans. 3-3 ball game. 2 out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Sorry, Winans is your cleanup hitter, so should have some power here.
Here's the next pitch to the first baseman. Outside and high for ball. Oops. Ball 2, so 2-2 the count to Cam Winans.
Jacob Jacoby is on deck.
Winans digs in. Here's the pitch from Hill. Swing and a ground ball. It's going to be scooped up there by the shortstop. Throw over to first, and that will do it for the Highclimbers here in the 7th. We head to extra innings, tied up at 3-3 on Mesa Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. Well, we head to extra innings, Jerry. A 3-3 ball game. We head to the top of the 8th.
Yeah, and Mylan Brewer is going to lead it off for the Bobcats here in the 8th inning, and he's 0 for 3. He's the first baseman.
So it does look like the Bobcats will have a new pitcher when they come out here, and it looks like it's going to be Bubba Jones. He's heading to the bullpen there to warm up. But for the Highclimbers, Daniel Crossan's on the mound in relief.
And he's done a nice job.
He's done a great job. And his fastball looks to be right on today.
Yeah.
And here's Bruner to lead things off for the Bobcats in the 8th. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's fouled straight back. So 0-1. Baker on deck for Aberdeen. Here's the 0-1. Swing, and that one's going to be fouled off the first baseline. So 0-2.
So far, Bubba Jones is the only one for the Aberdeen Bobcats that's had 2 hits.
So Crossan shook off the first sign, and here's the next sign, or the next pitch. Swinging a ground ball. That's going to be scooped up there by Harding, and a throw to first and Winans. That's out number 1. So 1 down for Aberdeen here in the 8th.
And now up is number 99, Aiden Baker. And Aiden is 0 for 3. He did get on by way of an error, I think, back in the 5th.
He steps right up to that plate. He's crowding that plate. First pitch to him, swing.
Yeah, he does hug that plate.
He's not afraid of anything, it looks like, Jerry. Wow. So he swings and
I
misses
would
on
never
one.
hug that plate that
I don't
much.
think I would either. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to be strike 2 called. So 0-2 to Baker. 1 out, nobody on for Aberdeen here in the 8th inning. 1 out. Nobody on. Here's a pitch from Crossan. Line drive that'll get in there. Turnbow slowed it down, but it gets into center field. And Baker's on the first base.
Yeah, nice try by Turnbull.
He slowed it down, I can
sure
tell you
did.
that.
And now up is number 44, your right fielder, Donovan Hedgepeth. And he is 0 for 3.
So runner at first base, 1 out. Hedgepeth will wait for the first pitch from Crossan.
That was a 4th hit for the Bobcats.
Baker takes his lead at first, pitch on the way, a ground ball chopper. Turnbow's going to grab that one. Slowly hand it over to Harding at second base of the out there. And the throw to first is late and high.
But nice try.
Yeah, that'll be out number 2.
Yeah, we had a force out there.
So 2 out, 1 on.
And now up is Sam Schreiber. And Sam got on by way of a walk in the 4th, is 0 for 2. Made a beautiful catch there at the end of one of the innings.
So here's the first pitch to Schreiber. Fastball throw to first. And runner's back safely.
Yeah, I'll remember Schreiber for that nice catch there by the fence.
All right. Hedgepeth over there at first base takes his lead. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch on the way and a ground ball chopper right in front of the plate. Crossan picks it up, throws to first base. God, just in time. Oh, boy. And that will do it for the Bobcats here in the 8th. We head to the bottom of the frame. Still 3-3. Shelton coming up. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, still 3-3. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, the Bobcats had no runs. They had 1 hit, nobody, no errors, and 1 left on base. And let's see, Jacob Jacoby will be leading off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 8th, and he is 0 for 3.
Okay. Just want to get out there that Bubba Jones has taken over on the mound for Aberdeen. Mason Hill went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned on 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts in his 7 innings. A good outing, actually.
I thought he did a really nice job, and he had that changeup that Rios came in there with that slow pitch a few times.
Just looked high and dropped in at the strike zone. It was pretty amazing.
It was. It was.
So Jacoby will lead things off against Bubba Jones here in the 8th inning, and I think that last hit against the fence knocked the camera off slightly. It's okay. You can still see the bases. But I could fix it, but I don't know if I'll have enough time as Jones is going through his final warm-up. And here comes Jacob Jacoby.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, Bubba Jones is the leading hitter, leadoff hitter for the Bobcats.
So we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Extra innings, if you're not familiar, we only go 7 in high school baseball.
And Jacob Jacoby is the center fielder.
First pitch to him is low for ball 1.
And he sure done it. Like I've said a couple times, he's done a very nice job out there in the outfield.
He has. So Jacoby waits for the 1-0 pitch from Jones. I don't know if Bubba had enough time to really get warm and loose. Oh, he did on that one. Pitch in there for strike 1. 1-1 the count. 3-3 ball game, bottom of the 8th inning. The next pitch on the way, that's going to be low, and a ball two. Good job by Schreiber to keep that in front of him.
But Bubba Jones has had been warmed up pretty well, though, before he came in.
Right.
Because he's played shortstop and has a good arm.
That's really true, but, you know, did he really get loose into the pitching mode? I don't know. He's 2 balls and 1 strike to Jacoby. Leadoff batter for the Highclimbers here in the 8th. Swings, and he'll foul that one off. 2-2 the count. That's Scott on deck, Jerry?
Yeah, Zane Scott is on deck.
All right, but 2-2 to Jacoby. The leadoff batter for the Highclimbers here in the 8th inning. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on that one, and 1 out for the Climbers now. And here's Scott.
Yeah, and Zane Scott's having a good night. He is 2 for 3, has a single, a double, has scored a run.
And Scott will step in, wait for the first pitch from Bubba Jones. I just like saying Bubba Jones. Pitch on the way. Ooh, just a bit low. Ball 1. I don't know why. Like I went to high school with the Bubba.
Did you?
Yeah. It wasn't not Jones, but yeah. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to be strike down the middle of the plate. 1-1 the count to Scott. The other Zane on deck, Zane Harding. 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here's a pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. And Scott will step back in. Wait for the next pitch from Jones. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be out number 2 for Shelton.
He's got 2 strikeouts so far. And now up is Zane Harding. And Zane is 0 for 3.
So Harding steps in with 2 out, nobody on. Big sigh from Jones. Pitches outside and low for ball 1, so 1-0. To Harding. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball gets by the glove of Jones. It's scooped up there by the second baseman. Throw to first base, and Bruner records the out. And that'll do it for the Highclimbers here in the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th. Still 3-3. Aberdeen coming up.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. So top of the 9th we go, Jerry. Still 3-3. Aberdeen coming up. We have a new pitcher. It's Boston Madison. It's a new pitcher for Shelton. Going through his warm-ups right now. Do I have any information on Boston as for his last outing? I do not. But Fretz will lead things off for Aberdeen here.
Who is it?
Fretz.
Okay, number 22. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Chad Fretz.
And he is 0 for 1, had a walk back in the 3rd.
So still Madison going through his warm-ups right here. Now we're going to start thinking about darkness, Jerry, as the sun's going down. It's not very dark out there yet, but that might be, if this game goes on much longer, it could be a concern. See if I can figure out who's who everywhere else. Turnbow still at short. Harding is at second. Gunnar Jensen's at third. Winans still at first base. Crossan is in left field now. Jacoby center. Scott out there in right. And Ward behind home plate, as he has all game. Here's the first pitch to Fretz outside for ball one. Boston Madison taking over, trying to close this out here in the ninth. And a 3-3 ball game. Pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball right over there to third base. Picked up there by Jensen. Throw over to first to Winans to record out number one. So one away for Aberdeen. Top of the ninth inning, 3-3 ball game. Can't see the batter, Jerry.
And now up is
number 9. Number 9. That's Matthews, Gabe Matthews.
Yep. And he is 0 for 2, has a walk and scored a run.
Takes ball one. Oh, popcorn. Do you smell popcorn?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just double checking, Jerry. Next pitch, a swing, and that one's going to be fouled off. Out of play. Literally, right over to Jerry's right. So 1-1 to count to Matthews. 1 out, nobody on for Aberdeen in a 3-3 ball game. Top of the ninth, extra innings today. Pitch on the way, swing and a pop-up. That's out of play behind us. And the count is 1-2. To Matthews.
Is this the first extra inning game we've called?
Oh, yeah, quite a while. Here's a pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball. Madison will glove it there. Throw over to first on the hop. It gets by Winans, and there goes Matthews heading to second base. Slides in safely on the air there, Jerry.
Yep.
So runner in scoring position.
He fielded it very well, but
he did.
Then
and the throw was a bit
tough
off.
play.
Yeah, it was a tough play. And guess who's coming up, Jerry? It's going to be Mason Hill. And Mason was 0 for 1 yesterday. This will be his first at-bat today.
Okay.
Was the pitcher. I don't think he's, we'll have to see if he's playing defense as well. So 1 out, 1 on in a 3-3 ball game, top of the ninth. Here's the first pitch to Hill. High, ball one. Matthews takes his lead over there at second base. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside ball 2, 2-0. The count to Hill. Maynard on deck. Getting 1 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. Inside and low for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes to Hill in his first at bat here today. Here's the next pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner. That's strike 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Hill. Again, 1 on and 1 out. Matthews takes a lead at second base. Pitch on the way. That's going to be a walk. So the Bobcats have runners at first and second with 1 away. And here comes Trevon Maynard.
Yeah, and he is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Had a single back in the third.
Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's going to go foul off the third base line. So 0-1 to Maynard. Again, runners at first and second. Hill is at first. Matthews is at second. 1 out. Tie ball game 3-3. Top of the ninth inning, and that'll be ball number 1. 1-1 the count to Maynard. Again, 1 out and 2 on. Pitch on the way. Inside, ball 2. 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, 1 out and 2 on. Runners at first and second for the Bobcats in a tie ball game, top of the ninth.
And Bubba Jones is on deck.
Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball. Turnbow will scoop that up. Not throw, then no throw at all. He was going to throw to third, then thought about it, and the bases are loaded for the Bobcats.
And that's the third error for the Highclimbers.
So Bubba Jones will come up with the bases loaded.
And Bubba, of course, has 2 hits so far. 2 for 4, 2 singles, an RBI. And now is the pitcher.
Now he's the pitcher, and there's a meeting in the infield of the infield on the mound. You know what? I haven't seen Trevor Cahoon.
I haven't, no.
I think he might have been tossed on this game, Jerry, after that argument there way back in, the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since. He went to the dugout. And
well, he thought that one ball that went down the third baseline was foul.
No, he was arguing it after the fact. We're out of the inning, and there was some
talk
talk about it.
Probably
That's
should have talked about it earlier.
Yeah, well, he just kept gnawing. I guess I get you.
Yeah.
So Bubba Jones will step in. The base is loaded with 1 out in a tie ball game here, top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch on the way from Boston. Madison is high for ball 1. So again, the bases are loaded and 1 out. Pitch on the way. Strike 1 called, so 1-1. The count to Jones. 1 out, 3 on. Timeout call by Jones. So again, you got Matthews at third, Hill at second, Maynard at first. Bubba Jones, the batter, is 1-1, 1 out. Pitch on the way. It's high for ball 2. Here is the, Madison waiting for the sign. Here comes the 2-1. Fly ball, that's out of play off the first base line. So that makes the count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 3 on.
Bubba Jones is trying to help his cause right now.
3-3 ball game, top of the 9th, 1 out. Jones waiting for the next pitch. It's a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. That's going to be a little bit low and outside, and that brings the count full to Jones. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 3 on. Madison, pitch on the way, and that's popped up right over our heads and foul, so the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And we're going to try to go to home plate to try to get that lead run.
1 out. Again, 3 on. Bases loaded. Pitch on the way. That's going to walk in a run. That'll put Aberdeen up 4-3. Bases remain loaded. And there's only 1 out.
And that's the second RBI for Bubba Jones.
This brings up Bruno. He'll pop one up and reaching up and grabbing it. It'll be Gunnar Jensen. He'll throw that over to second, and that'll end the inning. But the damage was done as the Bobcats take a 4-3 lead, heading to the bottom of the frame. Highclimbers coming up. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a down line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a down line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how. Well, bottom of the 9th inning we go. Aberdeen up 4-3. Highclimbers again down to their last 3 outs, Jerry.
Yeah, what hurt there was the 2 walks that were given up by the Highclimbers to load the bases, and then Bubba Jones got an RBI by
drawing a walk.
Yeah, on a walk.
So it looks like Drew Hessler will lead things off for the Highclimbers here. Trying to see if there's any other changes out there. Fretz is at third. Hill is at shortstop. Maynard's at second. Bruner's at first. Schreiber still behind home plate. Matthews, Baker, Hedgeth out there in the outfield.
Yeah, Drew has a walk, a single, an RBI, and he is 1 for 2.
Takes strike 1. Team trailing by 1 run, 4-3. Pitch on the way, ground ball, chopper, picked up by Bubba. He'll basically hand it off to Bruner over there first for the out. Oh, it really kind of drives me nuts seeing the pitcher just kind of trot over there. And I think it's more of a gonna beat me to the runner. I don't know. It's just
intimidation.
Yeah, maybe. 1 out for the Highclimbers.
Okay.
And here's Gunnar Jensen.
Yeah, Gunnar Jensen is 0 for 3.
First pitch to Gunnar is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 9th inning, Aberdeen 4, Shelton 3. The Highclimbers are at bat with 1 out. Pitch on the way, fastball, swing and a miss. Woo.
Yeah, a little velocity on that, huh?
Woo. That was a blur coming across home plate, man.
That might have been in the 80s.
I don't know, man. That was fast. So 1-1 the count to Gunnar Jensen, 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way, another fastball. That one got some contact. That's a foul ball just off the third baseline.
Yeah, that was definitely
a foul ball. It's a good play out there, though, by Fretz, although it popped out of his glove, but it was in foul territory. So Jensen will step back in the batter's box with 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out for his team, trailing by 1 run. Pitch on the way, that's going to be high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, 1 out for the Climbers here. A lot different than the game yesterday, Jerry.
Yeah, it was.
Pitch on the way, outside, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gunnar Jensen.
Well, it sounds like he had a pretty good pitcher's performance yesterday.
Well, it was 11-1.
Yeah. Plus the bats were rolling, huh?
Yeah. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's going to be fouled off. Count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers. Bottom of the 9th, Aberdeen 4, Shelton 3.
You know, the Highclimbers have out-hit the Bobcats here.
Yeah.
7-4.
Okay. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and Jensen goes down swinging, and that's out number 2 for the Climbers. So 2 out and nobody on.
Well,
yeah.
Carl Turnbull, who's the shortstop, has already had 2 hits, a triple and a single, and was hit by a pitch, has scored twice. He scored 2 of the 3 runs.
First pitch is ball. Here's the next pitch. Outside corner, strike 1 called, so 1-1 the count to Turnbow.
Yeah, Turnbow's the leading hitter for the Highclimbers with 2 hits.
Okay. 2 out, nobody on, 1-1 to Turnbow. Pitch on the way, it's going to be high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Turnbow has a way of getting on base.
He does. Well, he's a leadoff hitter. He's fast.
That's his job, right?
Yep, it's his job. Kind of like Ada Gooley.
Right. Here's a pitch on the way. Swinging a pop fly. Center field coming in, dropping in for a base hit. Turnbow turns the corner at first base. So 1 on and 2 out for the Climbers here.
Yeah, that's his 3rd hit. 3 for 4.
Here's Boston Madison.
Yeah, Boston is 1 for 4, has a double back in the 3rd,
Watson steps in. Runner at first base is Turnbow, slapping his hands, trying to distract the pitcher and Jones. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Madison. So the count is 0-1. 2 out, 1 on. In a 1-run ball game, bottom of the ninth. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2. Looks like Madison was a little bit ahead of that pitch, Jerry. He was swinging before it got there.
Yeah, Bubba Jones has had 3 strikeouts so far. He's got some speed.
Here's the 0-2 swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the ball game, Jerry. So the Aberdeen Bobcats come up. Well, they hold on for a 4-3 9-inning win. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Well, it's a final here at Highclimber Field. The Aberdeen Bobcats hold on to, hold off the Shelton Highclimbers 4-3 in 9 innings today. Jerry, you have some totals for us?
I sure do. For the Bobcats, they had 4 runs on 4 hits. The leading hitter was Bubba Jones with 2 hits. He had 2 singles, and also he had a very important 2 RBIs. He was able to walk and score the 4th run for the Bobcats. The Bobcats had 1 error. The other hitters, Aiden Baker was 1 for 4, and Trevin Maynard was 1 for 3. For the Highclimbers, they had 3 runs on 8 hits. I had 3 errors. Am I correct?
Well, officially 4 errors.
4 errors.
For Shelton, 2 for Aberdeen.
Okay, so I was 1 off on each.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I like your scoring better where you give the...
Try to be positive?
Yeah, more positive. Yeah, that's my goal here.
I do want to say Carl Turnbull had 3 hits. He had 2 singles and a triple. He scored twice.
Right.
And did a nice job overall out there at shortstop. Boston Madison was 1 for 5, had a double back in the 3rd. Also, Jax Ward had an RBI and had a single. He was 1 for 4. Also, I want to mention Zane Scott. Zane was 2 for 4, had a double and a single. scored a run. Drew Hessler, the designated hitter, was 1 for 3, had a single and an RBI, and that's my totals.
Did you mention Turnbow's triple?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
attention.
yeah. That was quite a hit.
Let's see here.
So it was, it kind of came down to two things.
Yeah.
I guess the errors. What'd you have? 4?
4 for Shelton, 2 for Aberdeen.
And then all the walks in that one inning.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, there was 3 walks
overall
in one inning that I had. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. This didn't score very many.
The Bobcats had scored twice in the one inning off of the 3 walks.
Right.
That made a big difference, of course.
Yeah, let's see here. 4 walks for Carlson, 2 for Boston. Madison, not a ton of strikeouts. Carlson only struck out 3. Just looking over here, Hill struck out 4. Jones struck out 4.
And
2
Jones
innings.
was very effective.
1 hit, 4 strikeouts. Jones faced 7 batters.
Yeah, he was very effective.
Very effective.
Very effective.
All right, well, Jerry.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. Well, let's see here. Next up for the Highclimbers, they play Centralia Friday night at Cheney Stadium in Tacoma. First pitch is 7 p.m. Bobcats play Ellensburg Saturday at Bellevue High School. That's interesting place to play. Our next broadcast is next Tuesday when the Shelton baseball team hosts the Centralia. First pitch on Tuesday is 4:30. Jerry, have anything to add?
No, it was a first, extra inning game.
Extra inning game.
It went fairly fast.
Yeah, well, pretty close.
9 innings. It went pretty quick. If it had been for the 2 extra innings, it would have been a fast-paced game.
All right, well, that'll do it for us from High Climber Field. My thanks to Jerry Apple for his help with this broadcast. Final score in 9 innings, Aberdeen holds on for 4-3 win. We will talk to you next week. You've been watching High School Sports on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.